If you need to edit your text within the text box, just hover your mouse over it and you can see it converts into an I-beam. So wherever you click, that's where it's going to place the flashing cursor. So if I click there between the I and, well, the N and the I was off a little bit. That means if I just start typing, it'll add text wherever the flashing cursor is at. Let me go ahead and hit undo because I don't want to add it there. And then if I want to be able to, like, let's say, remove the lowercase o, replace it with an uppercase O, then I can either use my mouse to position the flashing cursor by clicking over there with the I-beam, or you can use the arrow keys on the keyboard to go left or right, or if I had more lines, to go up and down, of course. Let me move the flashing cursor over to the left-hand side of the O. So to get rid of it, to delete it, if I hit the delete key, it deletes what's in front of the flashing cursor. The backspace deletes what's behind it. So because it's in front, hit the delete key, type in the uppercase O, click off, looks good. Next, I want to show you how you can move, copy, and cut text either within the same slide or to another slide within the presentation, or even from another application into your presentation. First off, let's go to slide 2. And let's say that I want to copy this text right here, this bullet point, sample previews of training videos. To go ahead and copy it, I need to select it first, so I can tell the program this is what I want to copy. It can't guess for me, so I have to go ahead and select it. To do it, you can either go ahead and click and drag to select it, or as I cover in my Word 2013 training videos on selecting text, there's more than one way to do it. Let me go ahead and click off. You can either double click and it selects the word, or if you triple click really fast, it selects the entire paragraph. You can also hold down the Shift key and arrow to the right, and it does it letter by letter, or Control Shift and to the right, and it does it word by word. Now I just went over a few examples. If you want more, again, watch my Word 2013 training videos. Let's go ahead and keep it simple and just click and drag to select the text. And then to copy it, you can do it one of a few ways. You can either right click on it. Now make sure that when you right click, you hold still, because if you move your mouse around when you right click, you can actually move it. Let me go ahead and hit undo. And it made a copy of it. In fact, it was so fast that when I right click and I drag the mouse with my right click mouse held down, it gives me the option wherever I stop, when I let go of the mouse, to move it here or copy it here. So congratulations, you know how to go ahead and move and copy with the right click by moving the mouse when you right click. But I don't want to do that, so let's go ahead and click off and click and drag to select it. Holding our mouse button still, the right one that is, when you right click on it, we get this shortcut menu. So this will allow us to copy it here, or you can come up here on the Home tab to the Clipboard group and click on the Copy button, or as you can see in the pop-up, you can use the shortcut keys Control-C. Once you have it copied, then you can stay on the same slide, just click off and paste it here, or let's go to slide 4 and paste it after videotrainingpro.com. Visit us today because you can look at previews is what we want to tell our audience of training videos. So when I click after it, I can hit enter, and because it's a URL, when you hit the space bar, autocorrect kicks in and it says, okay, let me see what's behind here. It looks like a URL. I'll convert it. So during the presentation, when you click on it, it doesn't work here. But during the presentation, when you click on it, it'll actually be a hyperlink that'll take you to the website, myvideotrainingpro.com website. In any case, let's go ahead and click below and paste it. Now to paste it, you can come back up here on the Home tab to the Clipboard group and click on the big paste button. Because it's sitting there on the clipboard, it's got to sit somewhere, and keep in mind this is something you want to copy, so when you click copy, it goes right to the clipboard. And it sits there until you click on paste, and then it pastes it. You can either paste it there, let me hit undo, or when you hover over it, the shortcut keys and that pop-up down below, right there, Control-V as in Victor, or you can go ahead and right-click, and you go down to Paste Options. Now, you don't get these paste options when you Control-V as in Victor to paste it, or you click on the paste board, but once you paste it, you can have the options to go over after. And what are those options? Well, they're right here. You can use the destination theme, and when I hover over it, it gives me a preview. You can see it up there. Oops, see, I gotta hover over it again. Or you can keep the source formatting, and notice that the bulleted point is now no longer blue, as the destination is, but the source that it came from is that little, you can almost say fuchsia red bullet point. And then this one turns it into a picture, which I don't want because then I can't edit the text because it's a picture. And then the last one is that it'll keep the text only. which is not working here, but it's supposed to remove all formatting and just be plain and simple text, not italics, not bold, as you see there. So I can go ahead and select one of these options and it'll paste it, or let me click off. Like I said, I can use a shortcut key or come up here and click on the clipboard, paste it, and then I get the smart tag that gives me the paste options after, that I can go ahead and go, well, I don't want to use the destination theme. I want to use the source theme because that looks a little bit better. Go ahead and select that, and there's the source. Now the smart tag is still there. That is, it'll remain there until you do something. In other words, if I hit the space bar, it's gone. So I can't bring it up and change the source formatting and say, oh, I want it to be something else. I'll have to go ahead and recopy it and paste it again. Now what about cutting and pasting? It's the same thing. Like if I go ahead and let's hit the backspace key several times. Well, let's click and drag and then hit the backspace key. And we're back up to the top here next to the URL. Let's go back to slide 2. To cut means to actually, well, just like that, cut, 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 cut. It removes it from here, so it's no longer a part of this slide. Puts it on the clipboard until I find a place where I want to paste it. So if I click and drag to select it, and to cut it, you can come up here on the Home tab to the clipboard group and click on the pair of scissors. Or in the pop-up you can see down below, use the shortcut keys Control-X. Or you can right-click and you can go ahead and cut it, and it disappears. And then if you want, you can click off. Whoops, I'm selecting that. Click off in a blank area if you can find one. There you go, without selecting a text box. And if you want, you can go ahead and right-click and you get your paste options here, and we'll paste it. Well, not right underneath that bullet point. That's why when it comes to pasting, if you're not within the text box, right here and hit enter, and then right-click and then paste. It's not going to be consecutive right below it. Instead, just more out of place than with the other bullet point. So let's click off, and let's go to slide 4. Come over here, and let's click on it first to see the text box. Because if I'm like, I want to paste it down below, and I know the text box is that big because we can see it here, and I click off and I try to click below it, it won't let you do it until you actually click somewhere in the text that's part of the text box. Then you can go ahead, hit enter. And like I said, you can right click just as you did with copying. As far as the paste options, they're the same with copying or cutting when it comes to pasting. And you can use the destination theme, keep source formatting, etc. Go ahead and select one. Or like I said, let me hit undo. You can do Control V as in Victor, the shortcut key, and there you go. And then you get your paste options if you want to change it, if you don't want it to use the destination, but any of the other 3 additional options. Now this just isn't limited to cutting and copying from one slide to another. You can do it within the same slide as you just saw, or from a different application. Before I show you that, you can actually click and drag and select text and move it, not simply copy or cut it, but just after you select it, click and hold with your left mouse button down in the area of the selection, and as you move it, notice that just below the pointer you have this little fuzzy box. It's really tiny, but it says that it's got something and it's holding on to it. And you see that line? Wherever you put that line and you let go, it's going to dump it right there. So put the URL wherever I put the line in between sample and previews. Oh, that's horrifying. Let's go ahead and undo that. If you click and drag and try to do it onto another slide, it doesn't allow you to do it just within the slide. But if you go to another application, let me come up here and minimize my PowerPoint window down to the taskbar so I can see my desktop. I have a Word document that, when I double click and open it up, has some text in here that I want to add to my presentation. Now it's the same concept. You can go ahead and click and drag to select it, then right click on it to copy it, or I can go ahead and click on it if you're brave, because when you click on it and you hold it, you can move, then hover over the application button to PowerPoint. It pops it open so I can see it, and then drag it up here. I don't know if it'll allow me to put it right there because the cursor is flashing there. This may not look pretty, but let's do it. Hey, it worked out. But the thing is that I'm not able to control the formatting options. I mean, it gives me the circle of bulleted points, which it pulled over from the Word document right here, the bullets. And then back in PowerPoint, I've got the square bullets. And you lose some control there. That is, at least when it comes to the formatting here. So instead, you can, of course, go ahead and undo that, and then go back to the document, right-click, to copy back to the presentation, Control V as in Victor to paste, and then you get your paste options. It's defaulted to use the destination theme.